What's up YouTube? Leon here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the VIII port a few months after its release. And so far, I've got to say they actually went and fixed a good amount of problems, and I was able to finish the game without too many problems. So what were the changes? What did they fix? And I'll go through a very quick look at the new options. So let's go to the options menu, system options. And what they added was... So what they added, if we go to screen, is a render mode. So what this option is, it's basically an internal resolution option. It's something that's just really weird, and they don't specifically say what it does. So right now I'm playing at 1080p. My resolution's set at 1080p, but this render mode on high is actually 1440p, I believe, and ultra is 4K. So instead of tying the internal resolution to the resolution you set it to, it's set to this weird render mode, and it doesn't specifically tell you if it's running in 1080p or 4K 1440p, which is just kind of unbelievable in my opinion. Why would you set that like that? It doesn't even tell you what the resolution it's rendering it at. So I don't know, it's a weird option, but I can understand what it means. Before the game was patched, the game ran natively only at 4K. So it didn't matter if you're running the game at 720p, it didn't matter if you're running at 1080 or whatever weird resolution you have, it would just run at 4K. And you didn't even know. So right now it's running at 1440p. I believe medium is 1080 and low is like 720. And then ultra is 4K. Doesn't make any sense to do that, whatever. It fixes some problems. From my experience, my crashing experience was the 4K. For some reason, when I was running the game before, it would crash because I guess my GPU didn't like it or something. I have no idea why it was crashing. It could be some other thing, but setting it at 1440 made it safe for me. The other issue was the sound issues, which they completely fixed, which is great. For me, the crashing has stopped, and it's pretty smooth. Not only that, a recent update, the last update they had was in June, 29th of June, so around like a month ago. They released a patch that made it so I can run this without VSync. And if you see in the top left corner, my FPS is running at 144. So it's running really, really smooth, which is awesome. Again, like I've said before, there's still weird stuff with the port, and I don't think the port's gonna fix it. I don't think this patch is gonna fix it for everyone. There's still people having problems with the game. There's people who are still crashing, and NIS really has to do something about those people, because this game is still priced at $60. $60 for a game that was delayed about a year for PC and it came out unplayable. My opinion about NIS and how they handle their PC ports still stands today. I think they did a terrible job. If you want more in-depth explanation why I personally don't think this game did as good as it should, watch my old port report on this game. For right now, I think the game is great. I think the game is super, super awesome. Played about 40 hours for me to beat the game. Took me around 40 hours. The gameplay is awesome. The only problem I have with the game is the length, actually. A lot of Ys games before Ys 8, they were around 14 to 20 hours, and this game doubled that. So it actually felt a lot more padding to it. There's a lot more filler in this game compared to the other Ys games on Steam. But it's not a bad thing that there's more game, it just feels a lot more repetitive. The more you start playing the game, and the longer you're just kind of playing it. The gameplay is still simple, but it's really satisfying. But for 40 hours, you're doing the same thing for 40 hours, it kind of gets a little tiresome and pretty repetitive. But yeah, the port is finally pretty decent. The extra stuff, especially for PC only things, like being able to run it at 144 FPS, was something unexpected. Whoever took over for NIS and did the porting job afterwards is doing a pretty decent job. But still stands that NIS, any PC port from NIS America, you should be aware of how bad they can be. Let's hope that in the future with Disgaea 5 or whatever NIS America ports to PC, hopefully they clean up their act and start releasing decent ports, or ports that actually work when they come to Steam. That Disgaea 5 port being delayed again is pretty worrisome. We just have no idea what NIS is doing. But if you wanted to get Ys 8 in a playable state, now is the perfect time. I would still say wait for a sale before anything. This is Leon from Humans Plays, and talk to you guys in the next video.